shoulder rolls, maybe start to just roll it out a little bit. Maybe let the neck just kind of roll around, get some of the kinks out. Any little movements that you'd like to find here before we come into our centering. Yeah. And once you've kind of gone through all of those little wiggles, just bringing your hands to your knees. Allow yourself to feel lifted. So crown of the head up towards the sky. But along with that lifting sensation is a simultaneous release, where you feel as if you're really grounding into the earth, into your mat. Hopefully feeling those sits bones evenly press down. Notice if the shoulders have any tension or the jaw, try to release and let go. But here, for these first few moments of class, just taking this time to try and see if you can release a little bit of the rattling around in the brain, maybe noticing if any one thing in particular is kind of nagging at you. Chances are, if there's something particular, it's going to be tough to let that go. And if that's the case, then maybe just allowing that particular thing to come along for the ride. Maybe as we make our way through class, some of those really nagging issues can start to dissipate. Just finding peace through the body, relaxing through the breath. Taking note of any body parts that are feeling any soreness or discomfort, and being mindful of those spaces as we make our way through practice. Always remembering that no matter what I call out, this is honestly your time. So anything that doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, please feel free to modify. If there's something more that you'd like to do that I haven't brought up, then certainly feel free to amplify as well. A few more moments here to come in true contact with the breath. Allowing yourself to be in this space. And once you begin to feel that peace settle over you, go ahead and take a great big breath in. And then open the mouth and let it go. 2 more just like that, big breath in. And complete breath out. And all the air. And then simply let it melt away. And reach your arms up towards the sky. Bring your palms and fingertips to touch overhead. And then bring your thumbs into your heart space, pressing those thumbs into the chest. From here, simply releasing your nose down to the tips of your fingers. Feeling a little stretch through the back of the neck, but more importantly, giving yourself this time to decide on maybe an intention or a dedication. What is it that drew you to your mat today? Staying away from goals or expectations and thinking more along the lines of what it is that your soul and your spirit will benefit from through the next 60 minutes. Focus in on what's behind the third eye rather than the physical body. Once you've decided on an intention or a dedication, go ahead and lift those thumbs up to your forehead. Again, just keeping the head bowing down, chin in towards the chest. Now acknowledging yourself and those around you, those of us practicing together, finding gratitude for this time together on our mats. And then when you're ready, lift your head back up. Go ahead and reach the arms back up towards the sky. And then open the arms up. Great big reach. Go ahead and bring those hands down about level with the ground. Palms facing up towards the sky. Spark the fingers. Try to relax through the shoulders. And then flip the palms down. Keeping the arms right there, still level with the shoulders. And then flip the palms up. Go ahead and send those palms down. And then turn them up. One more time, turn the palms down. Lift the palms up. And then again, bringing those arms up overhead. This time I'm gonna take a twist. So go ahead and bring that right hand over towards the left knee, releasing the left hand behind you. Sit up tall, feel the crown of the head reach high. Nice grab, right? Really find that knee and hold on tight. Lift up and then begin to rotate. Look back behind the left shoulder, coming into a nice deep twist here. A couple of breaths, using the exhales to maybe find a little bit deeper stretch. Let's take one more great big breath in. Use that exhale as your deepest twist. And then finding your way back to center. Again, arms reach high. And then again, bringing those arms in line with the shoulders, palms facing up. Really feel those shoulders relax, belly squeeze in, and then flip the palms down. Palms to the sky, and palms to the ground. One more time, flip up, finding again all that space between the fingertips. Flipping them down. And then turning the arms up and overhead. This time using that left hand to grab onto that right knee. Nice big grip on that knee and then right hand behind you. Find the lift first. Feel yourself reach up through the chest. And then on your exhale, look back behind you, twist and bring it out. Nice easy breaths here. Using that nice deep inhale and exhale to maybe turn you a little bit closer towards the space behind you. Bringing out, but feeling that rib cage really rotate. Final deep breath here. And then last time to look back, really nice deep twist. Come on back through center. Go ahead and keep that left hand where it is and then bring that right arm on top. Again, finding that knee. So we've got the crisscross in front of us. And then from here, just bend into the elbows and start to bring the chin in towards the chest, thinking about cat back. Really allowing that chin to fall as close to the chest as it feels good. The closer the chin comes to the chest, the deeper the stretch along the spine and along the back of the neck. One more breath here. Go ahead and lift your head up and then release the arms back up. Just open up wide and feel that great big reach opening through the collarbones. Again, lots of space between the fingertips, sharing the energy. And then this time releasing the hands down to the knees. Roll the shoulders up to the ears a couple times. Take a couple shoulder rolls. Releasing any tension through the neck, through the shoulders. And then send the shoulders forward, opposite direction for that shoulder roll. If you want to release the knees and send the elbows wide, feel free. From here, go ahead and bring the hands back to the knees. Release that right ear to the right shoulder. Bring the chin down to the chest. Left ear, left shoulder. One more time through, chin to the chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Lift your head back up. Go ahead and send your gaze forward and roll over onto hands and knees. Come on into your tabletop position. So we're going to take about 10 breaths here in our tabletop. So I want you to think about what it is that your body is craving, right? If you want a little bit of that low back, maybe coming into your cow and just staying there. Maybe you want to take it in and out of cat and cow. Maybe you want to send those hips back, taking a child's pose. Maybe sending the hips around a couple times, circles. Yeah, just take a few moments here to do what feels good in your body. Not really thinking about it, but just allowing the body to do what comes naturally without having to tell it what to do. Noticing the sensations of what feels good and what feels uncomfortable. Again, acknowledging any spots within the body that are sore or uncomfortable. And again, finding a little bit of empathy for those spaces as we make our way through practice. Take about 5 more breaths. Doing what comes natural. Last round of breath. Wherever you are, finding your way back into that tabletop position. From here, start to walk your hands in towards your body, still on the knees. Bring the hands to the hips. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And then bring the hands to the low back. Press the palms into the sacrum and then begin to press the pelvis forward, coming into a nice, easy camel pose. Thinking about lifting the chest up. Yeah, this is a more restorative version. We're not going deep with this. Just feeling your pelvis, reach forward, gaze towards the sky. Maybe those shoulders can relax just a little bit more. One more breath here. And then lifting yourself back up through center, bring the hands to the hips. From here, we're gonna step the right foot out. So bringing that off of the mat, right foot off the mat, okay? Go ahead and reach the arms up towards the sky. Take a big reach and then cactus the arms. Bring those elbows together. Again, reach up. And then elbows come together. One more time, send it high. Bring it back into those cactus arms, and then arms reach high. From here, we're gonna release that left hand down to the ground, and then send that right arm up and over. Take a big stretch. And then press into that right foot as you lift yourself up, bringing that right hand over towards that right leg, this time sending the left arm up and over. Just beginning to take side to side stretch here, dropping through that left arm, reaching through the right arm, taking it up and over. Close the eyes. Notice all of the feels. Nothing to see here. Just feeling the feels. Just beginning to move the body. Finding that connection between breath and movement. Let's take it one more time, side to side. Eventually we will land with that left hand down on the ground, right arm reaching up. Let's take some great big circles from here. So start to circle out through that top arm, all the way around. Just find full rotation through the shoulder girdle. One more time in this direction. And then switch it out, sending the arm back behind you. Again, big circles. How much space can you make? Beautiful. One more time. Eventually reaching the arm back towards the sky. This time, really press down into that bottom knee and that hand pressing into the mat, and then start to lift up through that right leg. Go ahead and flex the toes in towards the shin, and then point the toes out. Again, take some circles here. So just start to roll it out. Take some big circles with that leg. One more time in this direction, and then switch. Yeah, make those circles as large as you can. Beautiful. One more time through. And then bring that leg so that it's parallel to the mat. From here, we're gonna reach the toes down towards the mat and then send that top arm up and over. And then bring it together, bringing that arm up to touch the leg, and then tap the toes, reach the fingertips. Bring it in, and then lower and reach. Nice, 2 more times. Last time. And then this time, as that arm reaches back up to the sky, again, feel that lift through the back leg. This time, we're gonna grab onto the foot, so bend into that knee, and then reach around, grabbing for the foot. See if you can't start to pull that heel in towards your bum. And then if it feels okay, start to reach your chest up towards the sky, stacking shoulder on top of shoulder. Yeah. Take another deep breath, nice quad stretch, low back stretch. And then unwind yourself. And release that right foot back down to the ground. Come on back up. Reach the arms back up towards the sky. One more time to cactus the arms. Squeeze those shoulders together. Reach it back up to the sky. From here, hands come down to the mat. We're simply going to shift our weight back. So keep that right foot out. Probably going to send those right toes to the sky. Walk your hands forward and see if you can't begin to release your chest down towards your thigh. Maybe the elbows can come down, maybe the forehead can come down. Just find modified version of our child's pose, right? With one leg out. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more breath. From here, start to walk your hands over towards the left. Still have that leg extended. Just walk the hands over, maybe releasing through the head and the neck, finding that stretch through the side body. And then bringing the hands back through center. This time walking the hands over towards that extended leg. Again, breath in and release the hips. Release the elbows, release the head. And lifting yourself back up, walking the hands back through center. Come on back up and then bring knee to meet knee. Let's go through one round of cat and cow here just to neutralize the spine. So drop the belly down, send the gaze up, and then press into the hands, round into the spine, coming into cat. Coming back into our neutral tabletop. This time we're going to kick that left leg out and then start to walk the hands up. Go ahead and reach the arms up towards the sky and then a few rounds of that cactus. So open up. Reach the arms up. Squeeze it in. And reach down. Last time. Yeah, see if those elbows can't come to touch. And then back up to the sky. Here we go. This time releasing that left hand to the left leg and then find that nice side bend. Right fingertips reaching up and over. And then releasing that hand down to the ground as you send that left arm up and over. Beginning to take it side from side. Yeah, again, just noticing, right? That's what yoga is all about, finding that connection between the breath, and the body, and the spirit. So just allow yourself to find this movement without any judgment, without any expectation. One more time. And eventually that right hand releases back down to the mat. Reach that left arm to the sky and then let's take it through those big circles. So reach forward and back and around. Notice if you can't keep a strong core here. And then switch opposite direction. Beautiful. One more time around. And then extend that arm back to the sky. All right, this time we're pressing into that right knee and that right hand, lifting the left leg up. We start by pulling the toes in towards the shin and then pointing the toes out. Here we go, circles. Roll it out. Yeah, feel that shake. A little bit of a burn there through the quad. Switch the direction. Last time around. And then bring it all back up through center. From here, we drop the toes down to the mat. We reach left arm up and over. And then bring them into touch. Drop the toes, reach the fingers. And then bring it together. 2 more. Last time. Nice. From here, extend the arm back up. Go ahead and take that bend into the knee. You can stay here. Finding that connection doesn't work perfectly fine. Just pull the heel in towards the bum. But if you can find connection between hand and foot, reach around, grabbing for the foot, the ankle, the shin, and then working that heel in towards your bum. Maybe staying here or perhaps opening up, finding that left shoulder starting to stack on top of right. Maybe the gaze goes up towards the sky, finding balance. Again, feeling your core squeezing tight. 1 more breath. And go ahead and release. Find your way back up. We forgot the cat or the camel on the other side. So arms reach up. Hands come right here to the low back. You go ahead and press the pelvis forward. Nice. And then finding your way back up. 1 more time to reach the arms to the sky. Ooh, cactus it out. Back to the sky. And then hands to the ground. This time we shift the weight back towards that right heel. Probably sending those left toes up towards the sky. And then just starting to paw your way forward. Maybe the chest releases to the thigh. Maybe the elbows come down. Maybe the forehead releases. Maybe you stay lifted. You decide what works best for you. Nice. 1 more breath right here through the center. And then start to walk the hands over towards the right. Just release through the head and the neck. And then bring it back through center, walk it over to the left, and to the inside of that left leg, breath in. And see if you can't rest your chest a little bit closer down towards the ground, feeling that nice inner thigh stretch. And then back through center. From here, go ahead and lift yourself up. Bring that left knee back to meet the right. 1 more time through our cow and cat. So belly drops, gaze up. Press into the hands, round into the spine. And then bring the big toes to touch. Separate the knees as wide as your mat. And then take child's pose. Just relax the hips back. Let the belly come down between the thighs. Extend the arms out in front of you. Maybe you shift your weight from side to side. Taking 3 or 4 breaths here in child's pose just to reconnect. Nice. 1 more deep inhale. Go ahead and release to let it all go. Lift yourself back up. Coming back through to tabletop. And then from here, simply curl the toes under. Lift your hips to the sky and come on into downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Wag your tail. Bending into one knee, dropping the opposite heel. And then eventually finding stillness, releasing the heels to the ground, pulling the chest back towards the thighs. Take a big breath in. Open up the mouth and let it go. From here, sending your gaze towards your thumbs and then rolling yourself out into plank pose. Holding here in plank, feeling yourself press into the hands, squeezing through the knees. If you want to drop your knees to the earth, feel free. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, drop your right elbow down and drop your left elbow down. Hanging out here in our forearm plank. Again, feel free to drop the knees. Try not to let your pelvis fall down towards the ground or reach up. You want to keep it right there level with the shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, press your right hand into the mat, lift up, left hand into the mat, coming back to high plank just for a breath. And then again, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Big inhale. Ooh, big exhale. Send the gaze forward. Start to tiptoe your feet to the top of the mat. And once you get there, separate those feet to hip distance. Go ahead and find opposite elbows and let the head release. Find your ragdoll, maybe swaying from side to side. Nice. And then eventually coming back through center, releasing the grip of the elbows, bending into the knees, and then sending the arms wide as you rise up towards the sky, reaching those fingertips up, and then pulling the fingertips to your heart center. Feel the shoulders just relax down the back. Crown of the head reaches high. Strong belly. One more deep breath here. And then arms reach back up to the sky. On your exhale, begin to fold forward, bow down. Inhale for halfway lift. And then hands down to the ground. Go ahead and step your right foot back. And then bring your left foot to meet, back to downward facing dog. And then again, coming forward to that high plank, shoulders past the wrists. Let's all drop knees down to the earth. Squeeze the elbows into the rib cage and then slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Once you get there, find your baby cobra. So start to peel your heart up off of the ground. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze together down the back. Option to stay with the hands on the mat, or maybe you lift those palms up. Again, coming into that nice low back stretch. One more breath. And if the hands are lifted, release them back. Curl the toes under. Coming back through to high plank. And then hips to the sky for down dog. From here, reach your right leg up to the sky. And then step the foot in between the hands. Drop your back heel down. Cartwheel your arms open, coming into your warrior two. Taking a moment here in warrior two to settle in. Taking a look down, making sure you can see your right big toe. Gazes over that front middle finger. Again, there's all that space between the fingertips to share energy. One more deep breath. From here, take the bend out of that front knee. Pivot the right toes and then reach the arms up towards the sky, coming into our five-pointed star. Palms touch overhead. Bring those arms in line with the ears. And then take a breath. On your exhale, pull the hands through heart center and begin to fold into your wide-legged forward fold. Release the hands to start underneath of the nose. Maybe you wiggle those feet a little bit further apart from one another. And from here, we're gonna start to walk our hands forward and then shift the weight back. Yes, you're gonna feel a nice separation between the front of the body and the back of the body. Maybe even spidering those fingers forward a little bit more. Some opposition, pressing firmly into the heels and then releasing the hips towards the space behind you. Maybe the head can begin to relax down. But you should feel as if you're kind of being pulled in two opposite directions. Always thinking about that core, so squeeze the belly button in. Taking two more breaths right here. Maybe you can find a little bit more space. Maybe those fingertips wiggle forward one more time. And then from here, hands walk back up underneath of the nose. Take a bend into the knees and begin to rise back up into that five-pointed star. Arms reach up towards the sky. From here, we're going to find our warrior two at the back of the mat. So pivoting those left toes and then come back to warrior two, back of the mat. Reach your fingertips, sink down into that front knee. And being mindful that you're able to see that left big toe and then feeling all of that space open up, external rotation through the thighs. One more breath to sink a little bit lower into that front knee. And then from here, cartwheel the hands down, step it back to downward facing dog. Roll it back out into plank pose. And then your choice, knees up or knees down, make your way through a vinyasa. Eventually finding your way back to downward facing dog, taking a great big inhale. Open up the mouth to let it go. Again, right leg reaches to the sky. Step the foot forward, and again, find your warrior two, opening up. Sink down into that front knee. Again, reach. Yeah, all of that length. Can you sink a little bit lower? Making sure that that back foot is parallel with
the back of the mat. One final breath here in your Virabhadrasana 2. And then again, taking the bend out of that front knee, pivoting the toes, and then finding your way into 5-pointed star. Again, arms reach up overhead. Deep breath. And then pull the palms through heart center as you begin to fold forward. Hands again, coming underneath of the nose. Maybe again, you find a little bit more space by wiggling those feet a little bit further apart. This time, turn the fingertips so that they're facing behind you and start to paw your hands backwards. Okay, so start to walk your hands back behind you. Yeah, so again, it's that feeling of opposition. So this time the weight starts to come forward into the toes as the hands walk back. Release through the head and release through the neck. Again, maybe the longer that you're here, maybe you're able to find a little bit more space by continuing to walk those fingers further behind you. Awesome. Take one more big breath. And then on your exhale, start to walk your hands back up underneath of your nose. A little bit of a bend through the knees as you begin to reach and rise back up to that 5-pointed star. And then on your exhale, finding your way back to that warrior 2, this time towards the front of the mat. And then cartwheeling your hands down to the ground. Step it back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and bring it through to your plank pose and vinyasa through. Eventually coming back to downward facing dog. Taking a great big inhale. Open the mouth and let it go. From here, send the gaze to the thumbs. Bend deeply into the knees. And then either hop or step your way back to the top of the mat. Find a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Go ahead and reach the arms back up towards the sky. And then pull the thumbs back to the heart. Let's take a quick balancing posture here before we move through another round of our Sun Salutation A, our modification. So we're just going to find tree pose here. Go ahead and press that right foot down into the ground. And then lots of variations, right? Maybe it's a kickstand, maybe it's foot to the shin, maybe it's foot to the inside of the thigh. Once you come into your variation, then you can keep the hands at heart center, or you can reach those arms up towards the sky. If you've got those arms reaching up, oh, I keep falling out. Bring the thumb and the forefinger together, coming into your mudra. Nice. Feel yourself lift up. Feel the shoulders relax. Nice. Take one more deep breath. And if you've got those arms lifted overhead, bring the palms back to heart center. Release the foot back to the mat. Here we go. Arms reach up. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. And then hands down to the ground. Step it back, downward facing dog. Make your way through a flow or go straight to down dog. This time reaching that left leg up to the sky. And then stepping the foot forward again, rising up into warrior 2. Yeah, relax. Noticing each time you come to warrior 2, maybe that front knee can go just a little bit further forward. Keep those arms, stay in line, try not to let them droop. One more breath. And from here, taking the bend out of that front knee. This time coming into our triangle pose. So start to reach that left arm forward and then come down into triangle. Stacking shoulder on top of shoulder, releasing the gaze to that top hand. Yeah. That bottom hand can be on the shin, can be grabbing for a big toe, maybe it's on a block. Holding here for one more breath. And then keeping that front leg straight. Again, rising back up, straight arms, straight legs, coming back into that 5-pointed star. This time bringing the hands behind the back to interlace. Go ahead and bring that right thumb on top to start. Feel your shoulders roll up, back, and down. And then begin to hinge forward. Bringing the forehead down towards the ground. Taking a shoulder stretch here to begin. Nice, so one more breath. And then releasing the hands underneath of the nose. This time, we're gonna keep that left hand down. We're gonna sweep the right arm to the sky and take a twist. Yeah, feeling the inside of that left thigh, open up. And then on your next breath, we're gonna sweep that right arm across the body, grabbing on for that left leg, right? So maybe it's the calf, maybe it's the shin, maybe it's the outside of that left foot. And then this time, left arm reaches to the sky. This time, feeling a nice stretch to the inner right thigh. Try to keep your hips as level as possible. One more deep breath. And then bringing it back down through center. Bend into the knees, reach high, rise up. 5-pointed star just for a breath. And then you got it. Warrior 2, back to the mat. Hands come down, step it back. Vinyasa or straight to down dog. Eventually finding your way to Urdhva Mukha, downward facing dog. And then this time again, left leg reaches high. Go ahead and step it through. Rise up, warrior 2. Loving the warrior 2 today. Relaxing the shoulders. Yeah, nice. Squeeze that belly in. Last breath here. And then bend comes out. Here we go, Trikonasana. Go ahead and reach those fingertips forward. And then come into your triangle. Feeling everything stack up. Wrist on top of elbow. Elbow on top of shoulder. All the way through down to that left hand. One more deep inhale. And then keeping that straight leg, begin to rise up, coming back up into that 5-pointed star, pivoting that left foot, and then hands behind the back. This time, left thumb on top, interlace the fingers, shoulders roll back and down, gaze to the sky, and then begin to fold forward, take it down. Yeah, sending that fist as far over as you can, finding that beautiful stretch. And then releasing the hands down. This time keeping that right hand underneath of the nose as the left arm sweeps to the sky. Beautiful stretch and twist, wring it all out. And then bringing that left hand across, finding the outside of the right foot, right leg, right ankle, and then right arm up to the sky. Beautiful. One more deep breath. And then finding your way back down. Go ahead and bend into the knees, rise up, reach up. Last time into our 5-pointed star. And then warrior 2, back towards the front of the mat. Just one breath here. And then hands find their way down to the mat. Take it back through a vinyasa. Find our way into our downward facing dog. Taking 3 cleansing breaths here. If you'd like to take this in child's pose, please feel free. One more breath. Go ahead and send your gaze forward, bend into the knees. Here we go. Find your way back to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. And then back to the sky, Hastasana. Pull those palms back into the heart. And then here we go, tree pose, other side. So this time we're gonna keep that left foot grounded. Bring that right foot to the kickstand, to the shin, to the inside of the thigh. And then this time, if you'd like, maybe you interlace the fingers, press the palms down, and then send the arms up. Yeah, your choice. You decide what feels good. This is just an option. Holding in your tree pose for 3, for 2, one more breath. Bring the palms back to the heart. Release the foot to the ground. Nice.
From here, bring the toes and the feet to meet. Keep those hands at your heart center. And then let's start to find our squat. So keeping the knees pressing in towards one another, roll onto the balls of the feet, and then start to bring your shoulders down over top of your hips. Nice. All right. Let's take a twist from here. So we're gonna bring that right elbow outside of that left knee. So we're still balancing, pressing palm into palm, and then see if you can't rotate your gaze up and over top of that left elbow. Yeah. Squeeze through the belly. Yeah, balance is all about the core. One more breath here. And then coming back through center. Go ahead and free the hands, reach to the sky. Bring the hands back to the heart. And then let's twist to the other side. Bringing that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Again, looking back behind that top elbow. Trying to rotate through the chest. Squeeze through the legs, squeeze through the knees, squeeze through the belly. One more breath. And coming back through center. Again, free the arms, reach to the sky. And then from here, hands come down behind you. Go ahead and release your bum to the ground. Let's do a little bit of ab work. So from here, we're gonna start off in our boat pose. So you decide what variation of boat you'd like. So either feet down, maybe 90 degrees, maybe hands behind the thighs, you choose. All right, so get comfy. And then from here, maybe steepling the fingers, okay? And then bringing those fingers to the outside of that right knee. Bring it back through center, and then over to the left. Through center, to the right. Center, to the left. Keep going, keep breathing. If you need a break, take it. Really thinking about keeping that heart lifted. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1 more time, side to side. And then from here, releasing the feet to the ground. Go ahead and give yourself a hug, wrap it around, grab opposite elbows. Release your forehead to your knees. And then we'll come back to standing the way that we came into this. So hands by your hips. Gonna roll yourself back onto the balls of the feet. Bring your hands to your heart, shoulders up over hips. And then slowly begin to rise back up. So take your time. Yeah, you wanna feel those legs work, wanna feel the shake on the way up. And then eventually reaching the arms back up to the sky. From here, big toes touch, heels apart. Find your way into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. Yeah, let that weight really rock back into the heels, lifting up through all 10 toes. Feel the chest reach to the sky as the shoulders relax. Maybe pulling those pinky fingers closer in towards one another. One more breath right here. And then exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale for halfway lift. Hands down. Make your way through a flow or straight into downward facing dog. Once you get to down dog, go ahead and send that right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee and open up the hip. See if you can't drop that left heel down to the ground. Try to keep your shoulders as square as possible. Take another breath. And then re-extend the right leg to the sky. Bring the knee into the nose as you come forward. And then send it up. Again, knee into the nose. Send it up. One more time, squeeze the knee in. Send the foot back up to the sky. Look forward. And then step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So we're coming into our lizard here in a moment, but stay as you are. Keep that back leg lifted for a minute and just start to rock back and forth a little bit. Yeah. Nice.
And eventually coming to stillness. And then releasing that left knee down to the ground. Flip the top of the left foot. And then option to stay with the arms extended, or maybe you come down to the elbows. Try to squeeze that right knee in towards the shoulder and try to relax through the shoulders. Try not to hunch and round. You want to feel your chest reaching forward. Let's take 3 more breaths right here. All right, let's find our challenge. So bring the hands back onto the mat if you were down on your elbows, and then start to lift yourself up off of that back knee. Okay, so you can stay here and work on strength. If you want to find strength plus balance, from here we're going to start to work that right shoulder underneath of that right knee. Okay, so start to find a little bit of space underneath of that right shoulder. From here, sweep your right hand underneath of your right leg, and then just give your right butt cheek a little bit of a pat, okay? Last piece of this is to bring that left hand back behind you, interlace the fingers. Try to square up through the shoulders, and then again, find that belly power. Holding wherever you are for 3, for 2, 1 last breath. If you're bound, go ahead and unwind yourself. Press the hands into the mat. From here, sweep your right leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip. If you'd like to flip your dog, go ahead and flip it over, sending those right fingertips up and over the head. 1 more deep breath. And then coming back to downward facing dog. Make your way through a vinyasa or stay put. And then eventually back to down dog. All right, last time through, here we go. Left leg reaches up to the sky. Gonna bend the knee and open up the hip. Feeling that right heel reach to the earth. Keeping those shoulders square. 1 more breath. And then extend left leg to the sky. Bring the knee into the nose. Up you go. Knee into the nose. Send it high. 1 more time, squeeze knee to nose. Send that left foot high, and then this time, left foot comes to the outside of that left hand. Before we go down to the knee, I'm gonna take it back and forth a little bit here, just feeling a nice stretch for the hips. A little bit of a stretch through the wrists as well. And then finding stillness, this time releasing that right knee down to the ground. And then again, your choice, staying on the hands or maybe dropping down to elbows. But wherever you are, really keeping that right knee close to the shoulder. It's a little bit more of a hip stretch than just allowing it to fall out. No punching through the shoulders. Gaze out in front of you. 3 more breaths. All right, then here we go. Come on back up. And then lift that right knee off of the ground. All right, so you can stay here working on strength, or you know where we're going. So this time, sweeping that left shoulder underneath of that left knee, okay? Go ahead and give yourself a little pat on that left butt cheek. And then maybe that right hand comes around, finding a bind. And then holding here in your balance. Everything tight. Hold in, controlled, you're breathing. 1 more breath. And then release the hands back down. Left leg reaches to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. If you flipped on the other side, flip it here. Feeling those hips reach to the sky, fingertips all the way forward. And then coming back through. Last opportunity for vinyasa. Take it if you want it, skip it if you don't. We're all gonna land in our child's pose. So release the knees to the earth. Maybe bringing those hands back behind you to release through the shoulders. And maybe the option of just rocking your hips from side to side. One more breath. Go ahead and walk your hands back forward if they're back behind you. Come on up into tabletop. And then let's go for that full version of our camel pose. So start to walk your hands up. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. Roll them back down. All right, here we go. Hands behind the back again, pressing those palms into your sacrum. So you could stay here, right? This is a great place to be. For those of us that have low back pain, taking camel can be a very uncomfortable place, and even if you don't. But I don't want you to find pain. I want you just to find a little bit of challenge, all right? So if pain comes into the picture, then just release. So we're gonna start by pressing the pelvis forward, gaze up towards the sky, feeling your heart peel forward. You could stay here. Or maybe you start to walk your hands to the backs of your thighs. Option to bring the toes to the ground by curling those toes under. And then maybe bringing the hands to the backs of the ankles. If you're pressing into the ball of the foot, the ankles are lifted, the heels are lifted a little bit. It's a little bit easier access. Wherever you are, making sure that you're breathing, avoiding that feeling of nauseousness. For 3, for 2, one last breath. And slowly beginning to unwind yourself. If you've got those toes flipped, tops of the feet come back to the mat. And again, shift your weight back, taking child's pose. This time, keep your arms forward out in front of you. And then bring your palms to touch, thumbs up towards the sky. Release your forehead down to the ground, and then bend your elbows, bringing your thumbs to the base of your neck for a little bit of a tricep stretch. And slowly releasing those hands back down to the ground, walking your hands in, simply beginning to shift your weight over towards your right hip and extending your legs out in front of you. And a little shake. And then from here, bringing the soles of the feet together, coming into your Baddha Konasana. One last time to get into those hips. So grab onto the outsides of the ankles, maybe a little flutter with the knees. Start to feel your chest, reach forward, shoulders relax down, and then bend the elbows, beginning to release your chest down towards your feet. Option to keep the hands on the ankles, or maybe you release the hands, walking the hands forward. Maybe finding a deeper stretch here as you wiggle those fingers forward. Chest coming a little bit closer towards the feet. Try to keep those knees as wide as you can to keep incorporating that hip stretch. One more breath. Slowly walking yourself back in. Use the hands to bring the knees back together. Press the feet into the ground, knees to the sky, arms reach forward, plug the shoulders in, squeeze through the belly, and here we go. Calm down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a great big squeeze. And then we're going to take our supine twist with eagle legs tonight. And if that's too much, then feel free just to take your typical supine twist. But if you want to come into those eagle legs, go ahead and send your arms out like a T. Bring that right knee on top of the left. And then from here, allow the knees to fall over to the right. Again, if it's too much to have those knees stacked, then just unwind yourself. Go with knees to the right, gaze is over to the left, trying to keep that left shoulder pressing into the mat. And slowly beginning to lift the legs back through center. Just unwind the legs and switch it out, bringing that left knee on top. And then this time allowing the knees to fall to the left as the gaze goes to the right. exhale, bringing it back and through center. Unwind the legs. Reach those legs up towards the sky. Flex the toes in towards the nose. Reach the arms up overhead. And then one more time to get those abs. So squeeze in through the belly as you slowly begin to lower the feet all the way down to the ground. Taking your time, using those core muscles for that slow and controlled movement. And then once the heels touch the ground, go ahead, make some circles, ankles and wrists, rolling it all out. And then when you're ready, separate those legs, coming into a V shape. So bringing that left heel to the left corner of the mat, right corner to the right corner of the mat. And then bringing the arms out, also in a V shape, taking up lots of space here for your final resting pose, Savasana. Taking these next 2 or so minutes to simply find peace. After finding movement, allowing the body to rest, allowing the body to tingle and find those sensations. All of your hard work is now being rewarded. Peace, and relaxation. Very slowly and gently beginning to reawaken the body. Finding those small movements, fingers and toes. Again, to circle out ankles and wrists. And when you feel ready, arms find their way back up overhead for that full body stretch. Gentle on the low back, pulling the knees back into the chest for one more great big, well-deserved hug. And when you're ready, rolling over to your favorite side, coming into fetal position. Somewhere there is a past you overflowing with so much pride at how far you have come. And slowly finding your way back to easy seat, Sukhasana, where we began. The legs crossed in front of the body. Palms finding their way back to your heart center.
taking a moment to acknowledge your intention or dedication. And then taking a deep breath in. Exhale and let it go. Last time with those thumbs finding their way to your forehead, your third eye center. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved. And may all beings be safe. I bow to you in Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of our practice this evening. Thank you for allowing me to lead you. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope that you guys have a great evening, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Christina.
Thank you.
Namaste, everybody.